Hey, it's Andy, and it's Tuesday, June 15th. Again, you can get all my research at andrewbush.com and follow me on Twitter at ABUSCH. Here are your top 3 articles for today. I am speaking today at the Category Asset Management Association's big shindig. It's a virtual event. If you can join, that would be great. Catman is the name of it. But it'll be a lot of fun, and I'll do a big 15-minute or so, maybe longer Q&A session. So check it out if you get a chance at Catman or Category Asset Management Association. All right, I lied. So here are the 3 articles. And again, I'm focusing on energy because a lot of things are jumping out at me that are changing. And this is what I've been consulting with clients about really 2 years prior to the election, warning them that if a Biden administration came in, big changes were going to happen, especially on energy and especially on climate change. So here's my top one for this morning. It comes from my former state, Illinois, where the governor there, J.B. Pritzker, is going to try to push through legislation that is going to phase out combustion fuels for electricity by 2035. Now, this is a big deal in Illinois because they have one of the biggest polluters, well, I shouldn't say polluters because that's not right. I should say one of the biggest carbon emissions producers at the Prairie State coal burning electricity plant in southern Illinois, that a lot of the, I think there's about 200 communities that draw power from that, but it comprises, that single plant comprises 25% of all the emissions in the state. So it's huge. So that's why it's a big deal for the governor to try to shut this thing down. This is what you would call stranded assets. These communities banded together to create about $5 billion in debt to pay for Prairie State when it was being developed in 2005. And the argument against them at that time was saying, hey, look, this could be a stranded asset given climate change. And they knew about what was going on back in 2005. Maybe not to the extent that they know now, but certainly that's the case. Now, from there, there's a lot of other interesting articles that kind of spill out from that. And just one that I would point out really quickly, well, besides the White House, so I've got the White House briefing on what they're going to do about investing key resources into coal and power plant communities as they try to phase them out by 2035 overall. That's the Biden administration, so I've got something from the White House on that. But there's another article by the Chicago Tribune talking about this plant in southern Illinois, and they mention Ms. Grubert, who's a Georgia Tech researcher, and she's put together some really interesting research with a great graph, and I include those articles plus her PDF talking about the research that she came up with. But just according to her, she says that the United States could phase out all of these coal-fired plants by 2035 and not have it be that big of an impact. Now, I don't know if that's true, but if you really do want to make significant changes to climate change, phasing out the coal-fired plants, changing cars over to all electrical vehicles, and then, basically getting rid of all the cows in the country. Those are the top 3 ones, right? So, especially on methane. So I don't know how far you're going to get there. And the risk is, of course, with all of this, that you shut it down too soon, that you create an unstable electricity grid. There's all sorts of problems with doing this quickly. But I think under Biden, what you have to anticipate is this is where things are going, and this is where the EPA is certainly going to go. So check out those articles, do a deep dive, have fun, go down a rabbit hole with some of these things so you have a better understanding where we are as a nation on climate change and some of the risks that are out there. Again, I'm Andy Bush. These were your top 3 research articles for today with a big focus on energy. You can get all my research at andrewbush.com, and you can follow me on Twitter at ABUSCH. Thanks very much.